rental coverage. What do you think, Christina?
The renter themselves has to buy their own. And with State Farm, it's only $100, $120 a year. Very inexpensive, $10 a month.
Okay.
And you know what? Even though those washing machines are brand new, they could burst a pipe, and you're going to have water all over the place.
Okay.
And you could ruin wherever the washer is.
You know,
Okay.
a couple times a year, too,
Interesting.
I see on the news where, you know, a complex or apartment neighborhood, one of the units catches on fires and it, you know, smoke damages the rest of the buildings and the neighbors. And so I would say having insurance on a rental property is probably the way to go to cover that. That would cover everything that was damaged from a fire or a flood or...
Absolutely. The owner of the apartment itself is responsible for the outside. The renter is responsible for the inside.
Okay.
So there's a fine line there, and you want to make sure that you have coverage for liability, because if you were negligent and created that fire and damaged the next door, you better make sure you got liability.
Oh, so the landlord's not responsible for that. Okay, if there's a fire.
Really?
That's interesting.
Well,
Good to
it's
know.
a little bit of both. It just
Yep.
depends on how the loss happened.
Okay.
Was it the landlord's responsibility to fix an electrical box and it didn't, and they had a fire?
Or someone fell asleep smoking, that's their own fault.
That's my
Pat.
favorite.
Are there different types of renters insurance? Like, are there different, or is just one kind of policy for everybody? And
Exactly. It just depends on what kind of personal property you have. You could have $50,000 worth of coverage. And again, remember, it's your couch, it's your clothes, it's everything that you're going to move into that apartment with you or take out when you leave. Several years ago, I had a new mother who got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make a bottle for her baby. And of course, she was tired. You know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. She's boiling the bottle and she fell asleep. And sure enough, it created a fire and there was smoke damage throughout her whole entire apartment. Guess what? Our renter's policy covered that. And she was thrilled.
Wow.
She got all brand new stuff.
Wow.
Thank God she was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her
No
and the
kidding.
baby and her husband, everyone got out safe.
My wife went to boil eggs like a few months ago and left the stove on and took a nap. I thought that wasn't smart because the damn house stunk from boiled eggs after the water dried out.
Well, people do that. Honestly, you know, I love my mother, but she boils the teapot down to nothing all the time. Like,
Oh.
you know, she just leaves it
Leaves on by accident
in
kind of thing?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I mean, scary.
Yeah.
Little things like that. Very scary. I've left the house with a candle on before and just been
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, when I get home, just thank God.
Dangerous. Could be dangerous.
But
Candles are one of the number one causes of fires. Candles and fireplaces, of course.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's unfortunate it happens. Cats knock over candles, etc.
Oh, yeah.
With State Farm, you have to have a smoke alarm and you have to have a fire extinguisher. So everyone out there, if you don't have a smoke alarm and a fire extinguisher, you really, really should get one. You could save your life and your family's life by just putting out just a simple fire with your fire extinguisher.
Oh,
good
okay.
to know. We're going to talk a little bit about that when we get back too, because I know there are things you can do to your home that actually reduce your homeowner's insurance rate. And I want to talk a little bit about that. We'll be right back.